It takes like an hour for it to update and post after I do it, but usually it's weird. Conspiracy. But with that said, this is JAMUP number 30, sir. We are in our 30s.
We are. Yes, we are.
I am Mark Thomas. This is MMA superstar Jeff Lights Out Hughes.
That's me.
And welcome to JAMUP number 30.
Number 30. Did you think we would get to 30 before when we first started doing this shit?
I thought we would, but I thought it would be like 5 years down the road.
Yeah, because it took us forever to do the first 10.
Yeah. So, but no, like now the future is bright. I think I can't I'm seeing hundreds of episodes, if not thousands in the future.
Definitely.
So
we'll definitely start busting them out more too. I mean, we kind of been lacking a little bit, but life's been crazy. It is what it is.
No, you're right. I just realized oh no, I feel shorter than usual. Or maybe you're just.
That's because you're used to Jared sitting here.
That's true. That might be it, dude. I'm used to smaller people now. What the? Weird. But yeah, welcome to JAMUP number 30. I guess get the housekeeping out of the way. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please click the subscribe button on the channel you're watching this on right now. If you're not watching it and you're an audio listener, type in Jeff and Mark's Untitled Podcast into YouTube and find the page, please. And click subscribe. We need them. It helps out a lot.
Yes, it does.
And Facebook.com/JAMUP podcast is where you can find any and all news.
We need to do more. I need to start getting way more involved with that.
The Facebook page?
Yeah. I sometimes like I said, life's just fucking crazy sometimes.
No, I try to keep up on it. It's just you can only do so much.
Right.
So,
right.
But yeah, check that shit out, guys. And I guess we'll get right into the show, starting off usually with fight update. You actually have quite a bit of news to give us this go-around.
I do. Well, if you guys follow me on any social media, actually, I don't think I put it up on Instagram quite yet. Yeah, I do have a fight, and they did announce it, so I can speak freely about it to any and everyone.
Nice.
So the fight takes place in Vancouver.
Ooh, good old Canada.
Canada. West Coast. Never been that far west in my life.
Yeah.
Pretty excited. It's against a very, very popular fighter.
Yeah.
His name is Todd Duffee. And if you were a fan of MMA or UFC for a long time, you would know like he was the next big thing years ago. And for whatever reason, he, injuries and just things don't happen the way they want them to sometimes. And he kind of went away for a while, but he's making his comeback. And I think in his mind, he thinks, let me get a tune-up fight in. Let me fight this Jeff Hughes guy. And guess what? I am not a tune-up fight for anybody.
No.
So, fuck, man. Here we go. Here we are. We're back in camp. Getting Stipe ready for his big fight.
Yeah. Isn't it like 2 days after yours or 3 days after yours?
No. His fight is the night of my bachelor party.
Oh, that's right. No. Your wedding is September, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a few days before your wedding.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks before my wedding, and I'm fighting the week after my wedding.
Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. Well, that's lucky. At least it's right. It's after the wedding. Because I thought about that. If it's before the wedding, like right before, Rachel would be pissed about those wedding pictures.
Oh, yeah, she wouldn't be happy about that. Well, we almost did take one right before the wedding. It was supposed to be like August 27th, I think.
Oh, yeah, damn.
Or something similar to that. And then that got shuffled around, and it's just the fight game. It goes back and forth. You don't know when you're fighting. Nothing signed, So we ended up there, and like I said, they announced it, and it's all over the internet, so fuck it, I'm talking about it. Yeah, we decided they decided on September 14th, and I'm in a great spot right now, man. Just went 4 rounds with Stipe today, sparring. We did conditioning afterwards. Everything's clicking right now. No injuries. Give me some wood. I'll just knock on my head.
I have no wood around. There's a windowsill right there.
But yeah, dude, this is the type of fight that could There you go. Hey, this is the type of fight that I've always seeked out for, man. This guy he brings it. He has the fastest KO in UFC history.
Wow.
Or one of, I think, the fastest. I could be wrong on that, but fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good matchup for me, I think.
No, I'm excited, dude. He looks like he's a big guy. Looks like
he was a big jack guy in his 20s. Now he's in his 30s. I saw him at the Performance Institute.
Yeah.
Not nearly. Everybody looks a little bit bigger on TV, anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's still he's in really good shape. You can tell. But he didn't seem like, oh my god, look at that guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He just looked like a normal size heavyweight. You know, he's obviously ripped up and, but like I said, I was telling everybody, man, this isn't a bodybuilding contest. Like, this is a fight.
Yeah.
And people like Mark Hunt and all those guys that don't have like these chiseled physiques, myself included. I never will, and I'm okay with that. But
they can still kick ass.
Yeah, it's a fight. It's now. Like I said, we were going for bodybuilding, I'd be fucked.
But
we're not.
It's not. What was it? The WBF or whatever that shit that Vince McMahon was into. It failed.
Yeah, well, poor guy tries,
You're not orange enough for that shit.
Not tan enough.
Eric
Bischoff says. You probably don't know that reference.
I don't.
He when Sting came back as the Crow.
I think I do know this reference now.
He was pissed off because Sting came in out of shape, this, that, and the other. Wasn't ready for the big opportunity that they gave him, and he wasn't tan, was his biggest pet peeve. Even though he came back as like a dead character.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, him being Surfer Sting for so long, I guess I would expect to see him tan. But have you ever looked at him, Bischoff? He was never really tan.
No. Even as a surfer, he was like red.
Yeah, so it's like he didn't even know who Sting was or something.
Yeah.
But cool.
Yeah,
That's
man.
Quite a fight update. I'm excited. I'm sure we'll hear more as time goes on. But
for sure. Fuck it, man. This is what I do for a living now. So I'm so excited for this fight. I'm excited for the camp. I'm excited to get ready. I'm excited. I know what to expect now. You know what I mean? Like before, like I knew I was on a fight. I didn't expect all the shit that leads up to the fight. I didn't expect like, oh my god, I'm here in the UFC. But now, I mean, it's like, fuck it, I'm here, and I know what to expect, and nothing's going to shake me or rattle me or anything, so.
Good. Yeah, no, I didn't think about that. Like, you don't have that first UFC
fight jitters.
Yeah,
exactly. It's a real thing. They call them the jitters. And I didn't even have it for my last fight, but maybe
my
subconsciously, my subconscious, maybe I did have it a little bit. Everybody does. But, this fight is going to be... It could end in 15 seconds, or it could be a 3-round war. I don't know.
Yeah, aren't most of his wins first-round knockouts?
Yeah, they're either he's getting knocked out or he's knocking. Most of the time, he's knocking the people out. So.
But you have a slightly better record than him.
Yeah,
from what I saw.
10-2, and he's 9-3.
Okay, yeah.
He's also fought the way better opponents. His losses are from a guy named Mike Russo, which was. He was winning the whole fight up until the time he got stopped. Alistair Overeem, we know him.
Yeah.
And Frank Mir. Those are his 3 losses. So it's a test, and that's why I do this, is because I love testing myself. And never looking for an easy fight, ever, my whole career.
Oh, yeah. I believe it, sir. I mean, if there's people who have like great records and all they did was ever fight like shitty fighters and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and then the one day they actually get a legit fighter
and they look lost,
and it's over for them. That perfect record is over. I've been watching a lot of weird like little YouTube documentaries and shit about people. Like, it's weird. But I've been watching that Dark Side of the Ring that Vice does. Jared
that's good
kept
stuff.
telling me, it's great. I just watched all of them. Dude, they need to make a movie about Moolah.
The Great Moolah?
Yeah, the Fabulous Moolah.
Fabulous Moolah? Yeah,
dude, just like that is a movie right there. Like,
I haven't watched that one.
Dude, it's the last one, and I thought I was like holding off watching that one because like I don't want to fucking watch the Fabulous Moolah. It was way better than I thought it was gonna be. Like,
she was around for what, 60 years?
long ass
50
time,
years?
dude. She was old when she was young.
Yeah.
She looked old when she was young.
When she was coming to the ring in the 70s, yeah.
I didn't realize she had like a whole like commune where she trained girls and shit, and she apparently like fucked them over a lot and abused them, was pimping them out and shit. But like that's why they renamed the women's battle royal from the Moolah one. They named it to something else. I can't remember, but it was
the Mae
named
Young Invitational.
No, that was the Mae Young Invitational. But the women's battle royal for something, like they have the Andre the Giant one, and then a women's one for WrestleMania.
They changed it.
They originally called it like the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal or something,
Okay.
and they changed it after all these women came out talking about how like she was basically pimping them out to wrestling promoters and shit. Like,
I had no idea any of that happened.
and they go into that episode.
I'm gonna watch it.
Like I fell in love with Wendy Richter. You remember her?
Mm-mm.
She was basically the female Hulk Hogan back in the 80s and shit. And she was trained by Moolah.
Huh.
And Moolah pretty
Name
much
sounds
fucked her
familiar.
over. She won the title. She was huge. And then Moolah came in. She put her over by losing the title to her.
Mm-hmm.
And Moolah held the title for like 40 years.
Yeah.
She was basically holding the women's division down. And then she put her over by losing the title to her, and Wendy Richter had like a great fuck. She was pretty much the female Hulk Hogan at that point. She was like Hulk was the role model for men, and Wendy Richter was the role model for women at that point. And then Wendy wanted more money because the women were getting paid shit, and the men were making all the money.
If you go back, not to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but
No,
if you go back and watch wrestling back in the day, they never had women on there unless it was like a Alundra Blaze WrestleMania spot, and that was it.
Yep. And I think actually she won. I can't remember, but I think she won the title at WrestleMania, or I can't remember exactly. I watched it last night. You think I would, but basically, Moolah put her over, lost the title. Wendy went on to be like the hugest, like the biggest woman in wrestling at that time, but she wasn't making any money. She asked Vince for more money, and I can't remember what quite happened after that, but not long after that, she lost the title randomly to the Spider Woman or whatever, and it was this woman that was dressed as a spider with a like black luchador mask on, and it was Moolah. In the end, Moolah took her, and she didn't know it was Moolah.
She didn't know that?
No, she knew that Moolah was there. She was like, "What the hell is Moolah doing here?" And then her mystery opponent was the Spider Woman, and it was Moolah dressed as this fucking woman, and
crazy.
Moolah fucked her over essentially. And I think Vince didn't want to pay her more money.
And the fact that like, you think if she trained her, she would like hear her voice, and they would like, "Hey, we gotta talk about this match before."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. No, I guess not.
That's crazy. I gotta watch it now.
Dude, I was shocked at how much I like to the point where I was like, they need to make a fucking movie about Fabulous Moolah.
Yeah.
Like, especially in this day and age, like it would put a lot of things in perspective. Yeah, she was pretty shitty, but then there were people on there that were defending her, saying like, yeah, she was kind of shitty and jealous, but at the same time, she was the fabulous fucking Moolah.
Right, she was the woman that brought women's wrestling into the spotlight a little bit.
And with Vice leaning the way it does politically, I found it strange that they were actually like throwing a woman under the bus here.
They're very left.
Yeah, and yeah, for sure. But it'd be a great story to tell in a movie that would kind of throw a loop in everything that's going on in like social, like political, social, like the shit going on these days. You know what I mean? All the political talk, all the social nonsense.
How do you feel about this? Kind of brings up my thought is women are fighting for equality.
Yeah.
Which they absolutely deserve equal rights in everything they do.
Oh, no doubt.
I'm not debating that. I'm not against it or anything like that.
Yeah.
But with that comes they should be depicted as these villains. And like some, not all the time.
Depicted realistically.
Realistically, like you can't just typecast men into these like bad people when like for a fact there's bad women out there too.
Yeah, there's bad people. Like there's not bad. There's bad men and bad women. Yeah. And.
But I feel like people are so like scared to piss somebody off. There's such a minority of these people that are like crazy. Like for instance, I watch, and this isn't a male-female thing. I watched a thing right before I left my house today, and it was this guy was driving down the road with his buddy. His buddy's videotaping, and there's this snake, big ass snake on his truck, and they're laughing. They're trying to get it off. They're like, stopping, and the snake crawls up on the windshield, and he hits the windshield wiper, and the snake flies off.
Okay.
Right? And they're laughing. They're like, "Oh my god, that was fucking crazy."
Yeah.
You would think people like, "Holy shit, I would scared shitless of that." People were like, "You should have stopped and got off," and I'm like,
No, I get it.
Get the fuck, like, use your brains, people. Like, I love animals. They're not humans.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with eating meat. I don't have a problem with hunting. I don't have a problem. Even, like, these factory farms, now, I have a problem with them mistreating the animals.
I have a problem with you being a cruel dickhead.
Yes.
But
I don't have a problem. Like, these are animals. They're not humans. Like Joe Rogan says, I'm team people.
Yeah. For sure.
And that to me, like, we're so away from what the real problem is right now. How many people do you think are out there abusing animals right now? Less than 1%, I would guarantee it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the statistic or anything.
Fucking outraged about it.
Yeah. Well, no, I get pretty pissed off when I see that somebody abused an animal or something.
So do I.
But, like, I don't think any animal should have cruelty towards it. You know what I mean? But, like, hunting I get. People hunt, and I understand why you like to hunt. Like, as long as you hunt honorably, for sure. If you're just killing things and walking the fuck away from it.
If you're poaching... that's illegal. You should be thrown in jail.
Or killing them for money or something. Like, I get, but like, I understand when there's a population problem and the wolves are killing fucking everything. I understand they need to go in there and kill some fucking wolves. They're not killing off the population. They're just killing some of them because they're killing every other animal around.
Yeah, it's either kill these wolves now or they overpopulate and they're going to run out of food eventually.
And I understand.
They're going to start taking dogs off porches.
And I also understand that the reason all these wolves are now in this area is because we're pushing them there. Like, I get all that. But, like, what are you going to do about that? Right. So you're just doing what you can. I understand circumstances in certain situations. But like, being cruel for no fucking reason is like, this actually reminds me of something, of a weird little... Actually, I wasn't even that involved in it, but I made a comment on a video on YouTube a few years ago, like years ago. And it was about this guy whose house was being infested by hornets. Like, he walked outside and there's a nest here. He showed you a nest here. Like, it's on his house. They're invading his house. And he's taking, he took, like, one of those shock, like, looks like a tennis racket.
Yeah,
and just puts it on it and just shocks the shit out of him. Tries to kill them all so he can go in there, take all the shit out. And he's just going around doing this. And all these people in these comments are like, that's so fucking terrible. That's cruel. Oh my God, how could you? And I get on there and I'm just like, look, I understand. It sucks. Nobody likes seeing any living thing die. Like, I think what I said is like, it's still a creature that feels pain and it's kind of sad, but I get why he's doing it.
It's his
like
house.
If he was out in the middle of nowhere and these things were in a tree and he was just fucking killing them, that would be a different story.
Absolutely.
And everybody just went off.
Oh, it's nuts.
Like,
it's absolutely nuts.
Like, one of them was like, one of the first comments that I didn't get, there was like, actually, them being an insect and blah, 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 they don't feel pain. And there was one guy that was in there defending me. I didn't even, like, comment back on anything, but there's one guy in there that was defending me. He's like, they definitely feel pain. Like, every living creature feels fucking pain. And I'm thinking, like, first off, how the fuck does anybody even know that?
You know what? I think there's a certain animal, even he feels pain, Walter feels pain, you know what I mean? But they feel it in a different way.
They have a different nervous system.
Yeah.
You know, I get that. But, like, at the same, like, I have a hard time thinking that, like, I just stepped on this fucking spider. Like, that didn't fucking hurt the spider. Yeah. I have a really hard, like, in some way or another.
That's not even
my point.
I think he sensed it, yeah.
My point is like, none of them actually read and saw what I was actually saying.
Right.
They stuck themselves to one part of it and just told me I was wrong there. Even if I was wrong, like, my point wasn't that. My point was, it's still sad to see a bunch of fucking living things die. But, like, it's not like he's just going out there and killing them for no reason.
I don't want So if I see a
Yeah.
fucking bee flying around my car or my house, that bee's gone.
Dude, I don't like bees are a different story because they're different for the environment and they can only sting you once and shit. But hornets will sting the fuck
Right.
out of you. Wasps, I've been stung by multiple wasps. But we're in one of those old cars in that spot that we were talking about before we started the show at my parents' house. Roger wanted me to cut a fucking door off of this Mercedes, and I opened the door, and there was like a wasp nest somewhere in the door, maybe, and they just came at me,
Oh,
dude.
and it hurts. It
I
doesn't
got
feel
stung
good at
probably
all.
like 10 or 15 times all over the place.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and so
I'd
like
come
now I'm
back
like,
with a
fuck
fucking-
wasps.
I would come back with like aerosol can with a match in front of it, just fucking lighting them
Yeah,
up.
they're dicks, dude. They'll follow you.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
come at you.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
Nope.
I'll kill a wasp. Not only that, but there's plenty of fucking wasps in the world. Bees, we kill them, we kind of die.
Yeah,
in a
we
way.
kind of need those guys.
But we're getting way off subject.
Yeah, that was just my point. Is like people are so crazy right now, and we're so worried about hurting people's feelings, and we're so against man and like as a society. But like the truth is 99% of people are just like, shut the fuck up.
Most of them don't care, dude.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. And it irritates me because, like, I don't comment on anything. But, like, there's people that are sitting out on Facebook going through these videos just looking for arguments. Like, oh, what? He said that cat's life doesn't matter? Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'll
you're in trouble.
I'll be watching a video, and as soon as I hear something or see them say something or something happens in the video, then I'm just like, oh, somebody's going to disagree with that. I just immediately pause it and I start looking at the comments like, I can't wait to see what that made unfold on here. And I eventually find one. But
And it's the fact that we, as a human race now, we didn't have this 10, 15 years ago where everybody has a voice and everybody can be heard. And that's great when it comes to all these sexual allegations and all this sexual stuff that's happening in Hollywood and in real life.
that's great for stuff that it's good for.
Yes, but the fact that it's like not everybody. I commented on it today.
Not
like,
everybody's opinion needs to be heard.
Yeah, not only that, but like, yeah, exactly. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Is like everybody's opinion doesn't mean it's the right one.
Exactly. Like, and who's to say whose opinion's right and wrong? I get that, but like, not every I'm not gonna agree with every opinion you have, and you're not gonna agree with every opinion I have, and we're still gonna be friends, and we're not gonna fucking belittle each other.
Or you can have a conversation and be like, "This is why I don't agree with you."
Yeah.
And I know this is why you don't agree with me.
Yeah. I mean, we might be like dudes about it, like whatever, you fucking dickhead. Like, but like we're still gonna.
Yeah.
Be
There's
friends.
people that have lost years of friendship with somebody over who they voted for as the president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, is not only sad, but it's almost hilarious. Like, you are going to care who the fuck I pick to be this spokesperson for America? Because they don't really do anything.
Yeah. I mean,
it just bothers me. It's been kind of on my mind lately, I guess. I'm trying to air it out a little bit.
No, I get it. And like just for example, and I'm not trying to get on this, but like when it comes down to like Trump or Hillary, like I didn't vote for either one of them, but I understand why somebody voted for him or why somebody voted for. Like I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like neither one of them were good.
Yeah.
Neither one of them I would have chose. You know what I mean? But so
the fact that we had two people to choose from is kind of bullshit.
Yeah, that's a whole another.
Yeah, that's political.
conversation.
I'm trying to stay away from that whole thing, and it's crazy, and I can't wait till one day. Like we're so used to this bullshit on social media and the technology we have now that it's like it's not gonna matter. We're gonna go. We're gonna get through it. And we're gonna get to the point where like, oh, you support the American flag, you must be racist. Like what?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
What are you talking about? Well, you see what our country's going through right now, so you support that. And I'm like,
well,
no, bitch, I support our fucking country.
These are probably the same people that like are on government funded programs and live here, you know, do have loans and they're American citizens, which is backwards. I mean, I can understand not supporting a certain political candidate or the president or whatever, but I don't understand like hating a country. Like just use your brain, and you can see how dumb that is.
Yeah. A lot of people aren't using their brains anymore. They're done with it. They're over it.
Not everything's so black and white, man.
No.
There's a lot to this shit, and most people don't consider the majority of that shit. I don't know. I guess this is a good segue, though, into my Twilight Zone thing.
Yeah, I want to hear about it because I'm going to say right now, I stream things illegally, which a lot of people do. Oh, yeah, I do. I'm sorry. I know
I do the same thing. Everybody knows that at this point, though.
But the Twilight Zone is one of those things that... So I watch religiously Cinemassacre. I don't know if you've ever watched it.
What is it?
Cinemassacre is like the name of the...
Like Cinema Massacre together?
Yeah, Cinemassacre. It originated with... this guy named James. He was the angry he was the angry Nintendo nerd. Then he turned into the angry video game nerd.
I think I might have heard of him.
He just plays a lot of retro games, and he has this is his character as the angry nerd guy.
Yeah.
And he's a little bit too much sometimes, but like as a human, as a person, like when he's not being this angry nerd, he's generally like probably my favorite guy online.
Yeah.
Because like he could sit here right now and we would love him. Mm-hmm. But his character's a little much to handle.
Gotcha.
But he does a bunch of other stuff. So they have a room. He has you look at his library of stuff from video games to movies. He actually built an old school video store in his basement.
Right? Like all the racks and stuff?
Racks and everything, dude.
That's
it's so cool. And him and a couple buddies come in and they review an old movie. Like one was, what was it? I can't even think of any of that. But I watch it religiously, right? There's any movie you can think of, they review. And but he always says his favorite show of all time is Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And every time I see Twilight Zone on this app that I use on my Fire Stick, I want to watch it.
Gotcha.
Even the old ones.
Okay.
The ones from the 60s and the 50s and stuff.
The old ones are awesome, and they remade it like a couple times.
I remember as a kid watching, it was like a 90s version of the remakes.
Yeah, and it had like a bunch of random stars in it and shit, too.
Yeah, I remember the plane episode the most. It stuck with me.
I don't remember.
There's something on the wing of the plane. The guy keeps looking out the window. They've referenced it and they had parodies and all this stuff in movies for years.
They had a similar episode in this first season, and it's actually one of the episodes I really liked. It was before it got what I'll get into later.
Okay.
But it starred Adam Scott. I don't know if that is. He was on Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
He was in the second Hot Tub Time Machine.
He's the stepbrother. Or no, he's Brendan. No.
Shitty stepbrother from Step Brothers?
Yes, the shitty brother from Step Brothers.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Not Brendan.
All kinds of stuff. He was even on Boy Meets World back in the day, which
I
I
don't
always
watch
forget
that show.
about. I love that show. But he was in it. You know who Dan Carlin is?
No.
Hardcore History. The guy who does the Hardcore History podcast.
Yeah, I know the face.
He was in it as Dan. They didn't say his name, but he was being Dan Carlin essentially on a podcast. The whole episode took place on a plane. Adam Scott gets on the plane. He finds this, like weird looking MP3 player, in like the plane in the seat where all the information and shit is, right underneath the tray table. And he pulls it out, and it's got a podcast on it, and I forget what it was called, but it was called the Tragic Thing of Flight something, and it was his flight, and he's essentially listening to a podcast that's detailing everything that's about to happen on this flight.
No.
It's also got the guy that plays Russ Hanneman from Silicon Valley on HBO.
I don't watch it. Yeah, I heard
he's such a douchebag billionaire on that show, but I fucking love this guy. He seems like an awesome dude, probably in real life, but he's in it too, and yeah, I guess I'm just saying there's a plane episode at this too, but apparently you're not gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it, but if that ever happened to me in real life, I'd be gone.
It's not what you think it is.
I would start screaming bomb in a heartbeat.
It's not what you think it is at all. Like, it's not. I think you should watch it because it's not gonna like reinforce that fear of flying that you have.
I'm getting a lot better, Mark. I'm getting a lot better. I can't have any fucking road bumps.
I, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but I, in my opinion, don't think this will do that for you.
All right.
It's very different than that. But, yeah, I forget where I was going with this. But I watched the first season of the new Twilight Zone that is, I guess, created and produced and narrated by Jordan Peele, which I like Jordan Peele. I liked Get Out. From what I hear, Us isn't very good. People don't like it.
Yeah, Get Out was good. It was. I wouldn't consider it a horror the same way I wouldn't consider Silence of the Lambs a horror movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we talked about this.
Yeah, I think it's more of a thriller.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, like sci-fi thriller. But
I thought it was good though.
yeah, I liked it.
Watchable.
Yes, very much so. I'd rewatchable too, I would think.
Yes.
Started out really strong. First episode was about a comedian. It had Kumail Nanjiani in it. I don't know if you know who that is. He's also in Silicon Valley. He made a movie that did really well. I think he won an Oscar or something, or a Golden Globe or something. It was called The Big Sick. It was an autobiographical movie about how he met his wife and how she went into a coma. I actually really liked it. It was a good movie. It's called The Big Sick. Funny guy, but it was about a comedian who meets a Richard Pryor-esque comedian in the bar of a comedy store type place, and it's Tracy Morgan.
I love Tracy Morgan.
And Tracy Morgan tells him, like, this comedian keeps bombing, and Tracy Morgan tells him, like, hey, you need to talk about yourself, talk about your real life. People could relate to that. But he's being like real mysterious. Like, there's something very mysterious about Tracy Morgan. And he's like, okay, I'll do that. He goes out there and he starts talking about his dog. You know what I mean? And is dying. He's killing it. And he goes home and he asks his girlfriend, he's like, hey, where's, Skippy or whatever the fuck his name is. She's like, we never had a dog, whatever. I'm not going to spoil too much of the episode, but turns out everything he makes a joke about in his life ends up not existing anymore when he's done.
So he turns out to be a liar almost?
Not really.
Not
really. That's not how they play into it or
Okay.
anything, but like that's essentially the concept of the episode. And it being Twilight Zone, like there's always some cool message behind it, like some existential meaning.
It was kind of like the Black Mirror before Black Mirror, wasn't it?
It really was, yeah. But at this point, I like Black Mirror more.
Yeah.
But like I said, started off real strong. Second episode, I think, was the airplane one I just mentioned. Third one had a couple people. The Glenn from Walking Dead.
Okay.
Greg Kinnear, a couple other people in it. That one had to do with Glenn just magically appeared in a jail cell one day during Christmas when nobody's in the jail, and they can't figure out why. And he's saying, oh, I'm just a big fan of your sheriff or whatever. I'm not going to spoil anything, but like these 3 episodes, great. I'm like, fuck, this new Twilight Zone is awesome. I'm loving this shit. By the time we get into the last part of the episodes, it turns into just social commentary on all the social justice bullshit we are sick of fucking hearing. It's
that we just kind of talked about.
It's woke. You know what I mean? I mean, once I forget what episode originally told me it was about a racist cop or something. I was like, okay, I get where I expected this a little bit. Next episode comes in, I'm just like, God, I see where this is going. This is the first episode I was just like, this is dumb. This is really
not
dumb.
Enjoying myself. Why am I watching this?
And like, where's this going? And like as time went on, I was just like, I think I see where this is going. By the end, I'm just like, that went exactly where I thought it was. Oh. It was a total like shit on men, like toxic masculinity bullshit. Like, and I can understand. I've been a victim of douchey, toxic, masculine dudes before. I get that that's kind of there are douchey dudes like that.
It wasn't by me, was it?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, I'm not a victim. I'm just saying, like, I've witnessed that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've had to deal with that stupid douchebag before.
Yeah, we've all made the joke about the bros,
Exactly.
Oh, a bunch
Kyles.
Of bros over, a bunch of Kyles.
There's, like, no offense
Watch
to any
out,
Kyles
drywall.
But like, yeah, watch out, drywall. Like we've all know that guy exists. Yeah. But like, we're not all like that.
No, not
like
even
the
close.
majority of us are not like that. And we're not all little bitches either. And they had that guy in here too. This was they masked this episode as if this meteor came down and it's affecting all the men. All the men are becoming just like animals. Like they're killing each other. They're abusing women. They're trying to like force sex on women. Like they're all this terror. They're eating each other. Like at one point, the women are all running. Like, what the fuck is going on with the men? And they're trying to find this kid's daughter or son, and he's fucking the boss guy. They know that's not exactly an alpha male. Okay. It's like, no, it's not affecting me for some reason. It's not affecting me. And then like as he's saying it, his voice changes a little bit. Like it is kind of affecting him, and he's just like, I don't. And then they start running away from him. And as they're running away from him, a bunch of just like ravaging, toxic men,
almost zombies.
Like, yeah, like I think at one point they were actually eating him. Like there was a wide shot where you saw them showing away, but you saw in the foreground like they were ripping him apart, and it looked like they were eating him like zombies. And at one point, her gay son is starting to freak out for some reason, but he's able to. Spoiler alert.
Nah,
he's
okay
able to.
I'll probably skip the episode.
To just will it away.
Because he's gay.
Because he's gay.
Because he likes penis.
Exactly. That's essentially what it was. Like they tried to say that like men can choose not to be this way. But the one guy they had do that is the gay guy in the episode. And the other guy who was kind of able to resist it or wasn't quite like them was the like nerdy, tiny little, probably got picked on in high school guy. You know what I mean? Like the whole message behind this was dumb.
Don't be a male.
Just not good.
Don't be the stereotypical
and then
masculine man.
On top of that, dude, they asked the guy, the gay kid, his mom asked like, "How were you able to do it?" He's like, "I just chose not to." That was how they ended it. And then as they're leaving this military tent, because the cavalry comes in and saves them in the end. And as they're leaving this military tent, the guy asks, the one, like, dashing, good-looking military guy that's guarding the door, asks to see their IDs or whatever, to let them out or whatever. And he looks at, it's actually the young teenage girl from American Horror Story is the main chick in this one.
Yeah. Violet?
I can't remember if that's her name, but she's the one that dated the young guy.
Yeah, Violet from the first season.
From X-Men.
Yeah.
Like Quicksilver.
Yep.
And anyway, and then the chick from Better Call Saul. Saul's like lady friend that he's really into. Like best friend / they fuck sometimes girl. Which I'm not caught up on that, so I don't know if she's still on the show. But anyway, and the guy's looking at their IDs, and as he's about to give it back to the chick from American Horror Story, he says, you should really smile more often. You'd be a lot cuter that way. And as soon as I saw that, I put my face in my hand. And I was just like, they're ruining Twilight Zone. They're ruining it. And she's just like, no. And she walks out and leaves. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck did I just watch?
It sounded like 30 minutes of bullshit.
It sounded like 30 minutes of it sounded like a really long Gillette commercial.
Yeah, don't be a man. But men buy our product.
I'm sure to anybody that loved that Gillette commercial or thinks differently than me, I'm sounding like a total piece of shit toxic male right now. But like, seriously?
What's wrong with us being male? Like, what's wrong with that?
I don't. There's nothing wrong with us being male, dude. And there's nothing wrong with a lot of these things they're talking about. That's just part of being male. Like, there's things that men don't like about women.
Yeah.
Women suck too.
Yep.
Dude, I've been treated so fucking shitty by women. It's ridiculous. Women are just as terrible as any terrible man I've ever met.
Yeah. People suck, man.
And like, get the fuck out of here. Like that should just piss me off. Like,
so what? How many episodes?
And then it only continued to be that for the rest of the season, dude.
So how many episodes were in the season?
10 episodes, and then
so
the
you would
last
say 5
episode,
were pretty good.
I would say 3 to 4. And then maybe the last episode for me wasn't like that. The last episode didn't make a lot of sense to me, but it was very meta. Like the whole episode took place inside the set of the Twilight Zone. Like Jordan Peele was a character playing the guy who was narrating the show, and Seth Rogen. It starts out with Seth Rogen and the chick from one of like the.
Did you just say chick?
How
dare you?
The African American female from Get Out that was like the brainwashed one of the brainwashed servants.
She's also in American Horror Story, I believe.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
But yeah, her and Seth Rogen, they start making you think that it's about Seth Rogen and her. And then the narration comes in.
They completely flip it.
And the narration comes in And you see Jordan Peele doing his thing just like usual. And then all of a sudden Jordan Peele is just like, wait a minute, no. It's like, hey, and then it just goes into everything. And then the chick that plays Domino from Deadpool 2, Zazie Beetz.
I love her.
It's all about her. She's the main star of this one. She's beautiful.
Oh,
dude.
she's so beautiful.
She's on Atlanta, too. I love Atlanta. When the fuck is that coming back, too?
I don't know. I've never watched Atlanta. It
Great.
just seemed ghetto to me.
No,
it's just not my...
It's way different than it's... I mean, it's...
There's definitely an audience for
ghetto,
that, but like I've never been into ghetto.
I'm a white
hip hop stuff,
nerdy dude, and I love that show. So it's a good show.
It's Terrence Howard.
No, it's childish. It's Donald Glover's show. He's the main guy.
What
Zazie
show
Beetz
is
is in
Terrence
it.
Howard on?
He's on Empire.
I'm getting them mixed up.
With that Jesse Smollett guy that just faked all that stupid shit.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was getting them mixed up.
No, dude, Atlanta's great. It's on like FX, I think. FX has some good shit too.
I love it.
But no, it's won
FX is great.
An Emmy for both seasons, I think, too.
But no, that's another thing.
It's like
I need you to
Emmy
start writing shit down. Like, Jeff, watch this. Jeff, watch this.
Dude,
Jeff, don't watch this shit.
Probably just go back through the archives of the episodes.
That's true.
Like, you're out. Just start with episode 1 and just go from there. But yeah, last episode very weird, crazy cameo from someone you wouldn't expect in it.
Tom Cruise.
No, I mean even crazier than that. Like,
what?
I don't want to say more
no,
than
I
that
won't,
and
no,
spoil
that's
it
fine,
because
that's fine.
if I tell you any more than that, you're gonna be like, by the time you're watching the episode, you're gonna be like, I think I know who it's gonna be.
Okay.
But the last episode is called The Blurry Man, and I liked it. But although I still, to this moment, it's gonna have to sink in for a while because I watched it right before we did this because I was like, all right, I gotta watch the last episode so we can talk about it. If I'm gonna talk about it, I should at least watch the whole fucking thing.
Whole thing.
And then I'm glad I did because this last episode flipped the script. Like if I would have talked about it before watching the last episode, and then I watched the last episode, I was like, I fucking blew it. Because this last episode I did really enjoy. It wasn't like that, from what I can tell.
Okay.
But it was different, and it was kind of like leading you into what the second season will be, and it actually gave me hope for the second season. It's almost like they were telling you that like we know exactly what this season was. Almost like they knew people were gonna be like, what the fuck are they doing with the Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
And almost like they're saying like, look, we didn't quite know how to do this.
We're learning on the job type shit.
You know what I mean? It's basically like, so I'm just like, okay, maybe the second season's gonna be very much different than this. So
would you suggest giving yes, no, maybe for would you watch it?
I would suggest watching the first season for sure.
Okay.
And then seeing what you think of it and go from there. Do you want to watch the second season? Do you not? But I think I am going to watch the second season and see where they do, because that last episode did throw me for a loop and kind of just like maybe go, oh, okay. I guess, all right, I guess I'll give it another, I'll keep going. I'll just forget those last 4 episodes I watched or whatever, and it was weird.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. Kind of switching complete gears on you. But I watched Chernobyl.
I've been hearing a lot of good shit about that.
Usually when I watch a really good movie, I would say 9 times out of 10 I'll watch a really good movie and go, man, they should have made that a TV show. They could have done so much more with that. Chernobyl, they should have made a movie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
Chernobyl should have been a movie because the 5 or 6 episodes, there was a few episodes that they could have just, and it would have been
just like chopped up and put in other episodes.
Yeah, they could have made a 3-hour movie. It would have been a great movie.
All right, I get what you're saying there, because I think they're only doing 1 season, right?
I heard there's word that they might do, because it was so successful that what did people see? Dollar signs.
I don't know about that, because I heard them say that they plan on it. Like, I mean, how much further could they go?
Exactly. So
they wanted to tell the story and then be done with it.
I'm
because
thinking
they didn't want to
gonna
make it anything more than it was.
I heard that if they do a season 2, it's going to be from different people's perspective on what happened.
All right. Well, that would be smart of them, because I know that Russia. This is in Russia.
Yes, this is
the Russian government is
Western.
Not too happy about the show.
Yeah. They tried to hide the whole.
Very terrible.
Yeah, they tried. Well, they tried to cover it all up.
And I actually read that they are going to fund and create their own show telling their side of the story. So it'd be really smart of HBO to just kind of get ahead of that and just be like, look, we understand that this government's going to write their version, this government.
Right.
Like, maybe they will give, like, a Russian...
It's the modern-day history book, dude. Look at a history book in Russia and look at a history book in the United States about World War II.
Yep.
Nothing will be the same on it.
I bet. I mean,
Nothing at all.
I've never have, but I'm sure.
Well,
I'm sure.
I haven't read a Russian history book because I don't know. I don't speak Russian.
Well,
but,
exactly. But, like, I've never even, like,
But
seen
yeah,
it.
I've heard that our history is only what they teach us, and their history is only what they teach them. That's why a lot of these Middle Eastern countries hate America, because they're fed all this shit that isn't true.
They're fed
and how much
just like we are.
How much of our history is true? How much? Nobody knows unless you were there. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, there was like a whole episode. Cover your ears, pussies. There was a whole episode of 3 guys in the military going around to the surrounding like villages and towns and stuff, and so they evacuated everybody.
Yeah.
They're going around killing all the pets.
Jesus.
And they show, I mean, there's one scene where what they're doing is they're killing all the pets, throwing them in a dump truck, dumping them, filling that hole with cement. Because all these pets are contaminated.
No, yeah, and it's probably
You know what I
cheap. It's probably way less costly and way more effective for them anyway, as terrible as it may be, to just eliminate them and not have to worry about them. Like, just stick, all right, we'll get the people out of here. But the animals,
they weren't allowed to take
them.
anything. They were like, let's go, people. We got to go.
I believe it.
So they did that. But like I said, it was a whole episode because they were trying to tell a story about this guy, this real young guy. He wasn't in the military, but he got assigned because it's Russia. It's, the Soviet Union at the time. Mm-hmm. Got forced to join this group that just goes around and just starts killing all these animals. And do I think that part was necessary? Absolutely. They should show you that. But do you need a whole fucking episode?
That was
absolutely
an
not.
Entire episode?
The whole episode.
Yeah, no. I don't want to watch an entire episode. Like, if I watch the show, I'll probably watch the beginning and watch the end of that episode.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to watch, what is it, an hour long?
Yeah.
But I don't want to watch an hour of animals dying.
One of the 3 guys is the best character on that show.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's grumpy. So
you
have to watch. Right, if you're going to watch a show, you have to watch that one.
I mean, I don't...
I
know it's not real. They're not actually killing these animals, so yeah.
There's a lot of parts that... There's, like, other parts in the show, in that episode. It's not the whole episode, but the whole episode is directed towards these 3 guys going around. And
so it's basically character development for these 3 characters.
Yeah, which the 3 characters aren't main characters. They're just showing the traumatic... the parts of that you don't even think about. Because the head scientist or whatever he is... that is kind of like, the government's kind of like, what do we do? And he's kind of like, well, we can fix it here, here, and here. We got to eliminate everybody's animals, every wild and domestic. And everybody's just like, okay.
So, and that's the main guy of the show, you said? Is that the Skarsgård guy? That Stellan Skarsgård?
Yeah.
His brother?
No, Skarsgård is like a general or something. He's like high up military rank.
Okay.
Skarsgård, and the other guy is I looked him up. I can't remember who it is, but he's a scientist.
I just know that Skarsgård guy is the father of like a lot of people we like Floki on Viking,
Floki, and
the guy who plays it, and then the dude from True Blood. I think he's on another show now.
Skarsgårds are like famous, like they're super famous.
Yeah.
The
They're
whole
from
family.
like Sweden.
And he was one of my favorite characters on the show.
Yo, I love that guy.
Wasn't my favorite character. He's my favorite actor on the show because you could tell it felt like. Here's another thing that was funny.
He's doing a killer job.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Another funny thing is...
He's a great actor.
Funny thing is, it takes place in Russia. So, like, if you're a character and I'm a character, they're calling you by their Russian name, but they all have British accents.
Oh, really?
It fucks with your head at first.
No, I'm sure it does.
One guy's like, Misha. And then he's like, he says something, whatever, in English, but everybody has an English accent.
See, I'm glad. That makes it way more watchable for me. Because if I'm having to read subtitles the whole time, I feel like I'm missing the show itself.
For sure. I wouldn't have done it. But Rachel was the one, I started watching like an episode or 2, and then, who are these hillbillies? Guy has fucking overalls on. He walked by.
I can't see him. I was hoping we could make fun of him on the show.
Hey, you want to be our guest?
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, like Rachel, I started watching it and she's like, "What's this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's that Chernobyl show." She's like, "Oh, I heard about this." And then like, she's the worst person to watch TV with because she's constantly asking, "What's going on here? What do they mean by that? What did they say?"
No.
I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." But
Jesus.
she was completely into the show, and I was asking her like, "What was that?" She's like, "Oh, this is what." And then there was a couple times where I had to explain to her. I'm like, "This is what they're doing. Why are they doing it like that? Because they'll die if they touch the radiation."
She's one of those people like we have to explain it to.
Hard.
Like you have to say to them like, just watch. Yeah. And I'm sure like my niece Christy Ann used to be just like that. She'd be watching the movie from the beginning with me
and be confused on what the fuck is going on.
Why are they doing that? What I was like, I know as much as you do. Yeah. Like, watch the movie. I'm sure, like, they're not just showing you that for no reason.
They'll explain it. Yep. Like, Rachel is like, I feel like Rachel was the kid at like 5 years old that you had to tell them not to touch the fire. You know what I mean? Like, she's so hot. Yeah, she's so fucking smart. So smart. But like stuff like that, like you have to literally be like, okay, this paper has lines in it and you're gonna write in these lines like this, right?
Oh god.
Like, but once you tell her one time, she'll never fuck it up.
She got it. She'll
never fuck it up.
So okay. She's one of those people that like can't quite just like figure it out.
Yeah.
She has to be like, okay, how do I do this? And then be like, okay, and then she just mimics that.
Every time we get a piece of furniture in the house, like I have to assemble something. If it's something for Jordan or the trampoline, you know, something.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me the fucking box. I start looking at the picture.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you know what?
She's like, okay. Step one.
How different can it be from every other thing you put it together? Like after a while, you're just like, oh, it's one of these. All right, so you put these in there and you turn it. All right, like literally, you just look at what you got and be like, I'll do this, no problem, dude.
Okay, step 1C. Okay, you turn it 90 degrees.
Yep.
I'm like,
learn from past experience is what I do.
Just let me do this. And so now we figured out if we have something crazy from IKEA that we have to put together it comes in a billion pieces. Her sister comes over. Because her sister is like, it's me. Like, Rachel, take the baby. Me and her sister will put something. Like, if it was this, we'd be like, okay.
So her sister's
Becky
got
like,
you more your mentality.
Yeah, exactly. Becky would be like, okay, 2 go here, okay, and then we're done.
Me and Rachel, if you could just like squash them together, you'd have like the perfect one.
Exactly.
Well, Jeff loves you, Rachel.
I absolutely do. But goddamn, you're frustrating sometimes.
Who
isn't?
That's
who isn't? I'm always frustrating.
That's anybody really, but
I get it.
But yeah, I guess that was my Twilight Zone review,
and that was my Chernobyl.
Talk on Chernobyl, yeah. Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Chernobyl? Before?
No, I would give it a like I said, they could have made it even a 3-part series. I think a lot of it was just let's put out 5 episodes and. You know, from the very first episode, you watch this shit and you're like, oh, this is like intense.
Yeah.
And then they come back to what really happened. Like, so you see all these, the first episode's pretty much all in one room. Yeah, they go in different hallways and stuff, but it's in like the main control room. And the main guy is a complete fucking asshole, and he starts sending people different places. Like, hey, go do this, go check on this. And there's one episode, I think it's like the 4th episode where they're in. It might be the 5th episode when they're in court. Going through. I think it's the 4th one though. You see where these people are going.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it ties the first episode together. So, I think the 3rd episode's where all of them die, all the animals die.
So they just kind of lay out all the pieces, and then by the end of the show, all the pieces just kind of come together.
Yeah. By the last episode, I was ready for it to be over, though. I was like, I'm enjoying it, but okay, you can only do so much. Like and the fucking Russian. I don't know if it really happened like this, but they're fucking crazy. They're like, okay, we're gonna put the fire out with sand. Okay, cool. Fly a helicopter up there. Fucking hell! I mean, the radiation's just coming off of it.
Yeah.
Helicopter flies up to it, just fucking drops right out of the sky.
Jesus.
He's like, all right, that didn't work.
It
All right, next one, go the other side.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, they don't value life like we do.
No, apparently not. They're crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, look where they live, dude. It's like snowy most of the time and shit. I don't know.
I think Russia's a lot different now than it used to be. Oh, cool. We're going to get to play.
Bada boom, sun's out. And now that we said that, it's going to fucking storm.
Boom. Yeah, I looked at my weather app and it, sorry to interrupt the show like this, but yeah, we're good.
It's all good.
We're
For
good now
anybody
all of a sudden.
Wondering, Jeff has a softball game?
Yeah. I play in a league with a bunch of people like Justice Garibrand.
Oh, gotcha. Haven't
Zach
seen him in
Bunyan.
forever.
Mears played, like a bunch of us from Canton South, a few guys from,
Gotcha.
From different surrounding places and stuff.
Gotcha. He's just worried about a storm or
we haven't played in 3 weeks, and I thought it was supposed to be sunny all day, and it was supposed to be like in the 90s when we played.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it flipped to a storm. It's crazy. This has been the worst. I played for 4 years, and this has been the worst year. And we're the best that we've ever been. We're 7-1 right now. We lost a game we should have won, and because we were used to being the absolute worst or second worst team in the league.
Yeah,
we were dog shit every year, and all of a sudden, it all came together, and we're all figuring it out. We got a little bit better players now. And
what would happen if like every or like the majority of the games had to be canceled? What would happen then?
We have one makeup game, one makeup day, and it's on a Sunday. We had that last 2 years ago or 3 years ago. We got a couple games rained out. Nothing like this year, though.
Yeah.
And we were going to do the makeup game the week before the tournament. So that Sunday before that, the tournament started, and that day got rained out, and they're just like, we can't do this anymore. We got to start the tournaments.
Wow.
So if that happened now, there'd be a lot of... There he is right there.
They would just do a fucking tournament. Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. Get her done.
You're right, dude. Those are... And he's wearing, like, water boots and shit.
He's looking to see what they did out there.
Apparently, they're looking at my yard right now.
So with that said, can we wrap this up in the next 5 minutes?
Yeah. You want to give a little briefing on your time in Vegas real quick?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, sorry to rush you and all that.
No, it's all, I get it.
Yeah, so I went out there. We had an episode since then about when I went out there for rehab on my hand and all that, right?
Yeah.
We talked about that. So this time, my teammate, 205er, Alexa Kamur. Okay, I'm trying to get his name right. He's from Serbia, but you could never tell. He's lived in Cleveland his whole life.
Yeah.
Or Kamur. Yeah. Anyways, the kid's the next big thing. He's a fucking superstar. He's going to be, if he continues to grow the way he has. He's 22 years old. He's been going with Stipe since he's been 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
And then with me coming to the gym in the last 2 years, he's gotten even, you know what I mean? It's just been, like, we're constantly battling. And he's 22 years old. I was nowhere near his skill at 22. But he has a shot on Dana White's Contender Series.
Okay.
We all know how that worked out.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you remember, I had to go out there the first time to get all, like, the promos and the video packages and the pictures and all that done.
Yeah.
So I went out with my striking coach, Steve. Well, this last time, they're like, Steve couldn't go, Marcus couldn't go because Stipe has that big fight coming up, and like it just didn't work out for anybody. Alex, my boxing coach, said he could go, and then they're like, then I get a call. I'm driving up to practice one day, and they're like, hey, we got a favor to ask. I'm like, yeah, what's up? They're like, can you go with Lexi to I go, before he even said Las Vegas, I was like, yep.
Nice.
Yes, I will.
Nice.
And I was like, I, of course, have to ask Rachel, but she's not going to say no, so count me in. So, like, oh, my God, you're a lifesaver. I'm like, the camera just moved. I don't know if something
like by itself? The
yeah,
camera
it just
itself
shook.
moved?
It shook. You'll see when you edit it. It shook.
Why the fuck would that happen?
I don't know, dude. It just literally shook.
Like you can't.
It went like this.
What the fuck?
Ghost, dude. I'm telling you, you're going to see it.
Dude, every now and then I'll be sitting right here looking at the computer, and I'll see like a weird sparkle of light right there in that fucking hallway. And it always freaks me out.
You're gonna see it on the camera, dude. That camera shook.
I have no
Legit shook.
I have no other reason to think that other than when I was with Amber. We were sleeping out here while we were working on the house. That bathroom wasn't done, but there was a toilet in it, so we can go take a piss or something. She got up in the middle of the night, went in there to take a piss. She told me the next morning that while she was in there, she just walked in and had closed the door, and she said she heard what she thought was me, like, right in the room with her go, "Babe." And she said, "Huh?" And she looked around, and I wasn't there. She said she went to the bathroom, she came back out, and I am sound of fucking sleep in the bed. That's the only other time I've ever heard anything out of that. And not only that, that and me seeing that, like, weird sparkle of light in this hallway somewhere every now and then are the only reasons I have any reason to think that, other than the camera just shaking for no reason.
That camera shook.
I didn't see it. I'm glad you saw it. I can't wait to look back for the. Wow, I'm glad it happened on the show.
Wow, dude. I'm like, now that you said that, and just like to see how much that camera shook, freaked me the fuck out.
Because, dude, I'm pretty fucking skeptical about that shit. Like, I'm the first one to be like, nah, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
there's gotta be
I
some
get
reason. But, like, I looked first. That's why, like, the first thing I did is I looked down. I looked at Walt. I was like, did Walt tug on the cord?
I thought you kicked the cord. That's why I was like, oh.
No, dude, I'm moving my foot.
Yeah, dude, that thing fucking shook like somebody was like touched it. You know what I mean?
Did a car go by? Did the house shake at all, man?
No, nothing shook but that camera.
Weird, dude. That completely waylaid the show. That's crazy. I'm baffled. I want to, like.
You gotta go when you're editing it. Whatever.
Yeah. Maybe
701 or go to like.
Maybe I'll find something and I'll plug it into the episode.
Oh,
you know
man,
what I mean?
that was fucked up.
That is crazy. I hope I do find something now. Not only that, but I
wish
won't.
we had that second camera that we were talking about. Yeah. Do you?
I don't, but I wish we did. You're
man.
right. Maybe next time I'll do that, just in case. I'll just.
Gotcha, ghost.
Fuck, dude. We might have to turn this into a ghost hunt, dude.
Dude, that'd be fucking sweet.
Maybe, you know what? Get us 50 likes on this video. We will do a ghost hunt in my house one night.
I'll do it.
All right, cool. You heard that, people. 50 likes are as close as you can get, I guess. If we get real close, we might still do it. But,
I'll fucking make sure we get 50 likes.
All right, share it, subscribe it. If you can get our subscriber count up too, that'd be great. Guess that's.
But yeah, so anyways, Vegas was
that.
great. We had fun. He got to see the PI for the first time. He fights July the. Hold on, give me 1 minute. July 30th. He
there
fights.
You go.
Tuesday
30th.
night Contender Series on ESPN Plus. Tune in. They have a new building where they do the Tuesday night Contender Series called UFC Apex. It's right by the PI.
Yeah.
It's fucking legit. He's legit. If he continues to grow, he's gonna be a light heavyweight champion of the world.
Gotcha. Watch that, people. Also, I'm sure you'll hear it from us quite a few more times. Don't forget to watch Jeffy on ESPN Plus. Is it just Plus this time?
I think it might be a Plus card or it might be a regular ESPN card.
Ooh, gotcha.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Get us enough likes, we'll do a fucking ghost hunt. Get us subscribers, maybe we'll do something even better than that.
We might even break into somewhere and do a fucking ghost hunt.
Oh, snap.
The Grange, dude.
Oh, snap. I don't know what that is, but okay.
On the top of remember my grandma's hill? You go all the way up that hill on Waynesburg Drive, and at the top there's the Grange.
I don't, but I'm down. All right, there you
We're
go.
doing it.
Get us some subscribers, and we're doing it. Yeah. I guess with that said, until next time.
Hogan must pose. Quick